handles will scroll on your screen.
Hello, my brothers and my sisters.
NG the candidates.
Good
Otherwise,
afternoon,
your questions
good evening,
may get
or
lost.
good morning.
Again,
anytime you are listening to this broadcast.
that they can watch this program.
This is Niger Tori.
We are streaming live.
You see
on
that
GTV.media and NTA
we are
NG Live.
Warming up for the election 2019.
Let me turn to Mr. President and Mr. Vice President.
Presidential debate is going on.
Been ruling Nigeria.
We have the candidates of APC.
You want Nigerians to give you
Muhammad Buhari
opportunity to
and
do another 4
Osibanjo.
years. Why?
So they are asking them the reason why they want Nigerians to support them this time around. Let's hear from Buhari.
If my party recommends me to its executive, I will contest. And I did that to save time and wide discussions among members of the party. So those who felt very strongly about it, they left the party. The party nominated me. Why? It's because I felt that the three fundamental objectives we campaigned on in 2015 are still relevant. And we want to remind Nigerians to see when we started 2015, where we are now, what we have been able to do in between this time of 3.5 years with the resources and time available to us.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. Vice President, do you want to add a little bit more?
That is the response from the president. Said that he wants Nigerians to give him another opportunity to continue from where they stopped. So the same question was posed to the Vice President. Let's hear him.
Campaigned on three fundamental issues, namely the economy, corruption, and the fight against corruption and security. And in those three respects, we believe that we have laid a very strong foundation, and I very strongly believe that we are on to much more progress if given a second opportunity. I very strongly take the view that the period of 3.5 years in particular has been one where we have managed to turn around a lot of what was inherited in the previous 16 years. And the previous 16 years were, in my view,
the Vice President was trying to tell us that they meant a lot of problems on ground, but the little they were able to do, if given the second term, they should be able to do more. That is what the Vice President is saying, that giving them the second term, we give them the enablement to do many things. So they talk about three things, about corruption, security, and economy. So see the question the anchor was asking. So she's referring to the president. Let's hear from president what the president will say concerning corruption, security, and economy.
And that it focuses on people who are not pro-government or who are not friends of this government or who belong to an opposition party. How do you respond to those allegations?
Which allegation?
That your corruption fight.
He asked him, he said, which allegation again?
APC or who are not friends of the APC.
Well, I think that's not a fair criticism or observation, because it's not backed by facts.
He said the allegations were not backed by facts. That people are just saying what they know or what they like. There is no facts on the allegations about corrupt people serving with the current president administration.
my
So he's trying to tell the Nigerians that what people are saying are not true.
We arrested the president, the vice president.
Let's hear him further.
The governors, the ministers, and put them in detention and said they are guilty until they can prove themselves innocent. We put committees of investigation almost based on geopolitical zones. And those that were investigated, except 2 Nigerians, late Biamun Usman, a junior minister of education, and late Adam Churuma, a governor of Central Bank, and a minister of finance, were the only people who were found to have managed their resources with integrity. But I myself eventually was arrested and detained. And those people who were found guilty,
the question posed to him was about corruption.
were given back what they were.
Is deviating from what they are asking him. See the next question, the anchor asks him again.
So I
based on
to
that.
come now, and now I have to be careful. People are just not arrested like that. But when they hold positions, if they made a wrong declaration, it's just 1 point.
Buhari of 1983 to 1985 and Buhari of 2015 to 2019. A Buhari that is fighting corruption, war against indiscipline. Can you see the difference between
So, Mr. President, you're here, obviously.
is corruption in the 80s and in the 2018?
Or who are you referring to?
So they ask him who is he referring to in the responses is given.
This is what is topical now. And
So they ask him a question, but he's saying another thing here.
Okay. Let me ask
Nigerians, be careful.
You've talked about people who do wrongdoing and being investigated. There are cases of people that are thought to be very close to you. An example is the former secretary to the federal government, Malam Babachir, allegedly accused of taking money that was meant for IDPs and awarding contracts to himself. As far as we know, the EFCC has not investigated him, even though he has lost his job. He is one of few other examples of people who are in government who've got petitions against them in front of the EFCC.
They are bringing
and the EFCC is not investigating. And
Babaki,
the general perception is
that was
the reason
sacked
why
by the
these
vice president
investigations are not taking place
last
is
year,
because these are
2018.
people who are either close to the government who are in government.
So they want him to respond to that.
I'm not too clear about the question, but if you can mention the names.
He's not clear about it.
Yes.
He's not clear about
Babachir, the former SGF, the Minister of Housing, Mr. Raji Fashola. There's a petition in front
Nigerians.
of the EFCC by an NGO. And as far as I know, that has not
Nigerians.
been investigated.
Your president doesn't understand
I'm trying to understand
and doesn't know Babaki.
And if this is part of, as it
The
is
Babaki that was
part of
sacked, he
the
doesn't
policy
even know
not to investigate
Babaki.
people in government.
Nigerians.
Well, we can't, to be fair to the interview, I told you why I have to be careful. And if anybody, the public should help us, if there are strong allegations and people backed up by evidence, bank accounts, names of companies floated, contracts awarded,
Banks accounts with Babaki.
we take them before the courts through EFCC. And
This is not the question they are asking you, Mr. President.
And we have to trust the system and allow them to complete the investigation. If we just take people in, as we did during the military and lock them up, this system, the present system, multi-party democracy system, does not approve that. If you accuse any person, you have to produce the evidence in court for him to be prosecuted. So, if there is strong allegation, the government may decide to ask people to go, like the former secretary to the government you mentioned. We asked him to go. But if anybody...
But the question is, after asking him to go, how come he hasn't been prosecuted? Which is what Nigerians are wondering. If there was a strong enough evidence to ask him to go,
was Babashi has not been prosecuted?
Something wrong. Why hasn't he been presented before a court and charged with corrupt practices?
I think the matter is already before the...
Can you see? He's saying the vice president to react to it.
A directive has been issued regarding
Nigerians wake up.
For the I'm sure that you will find that each and every person,
the vice president knows the truth, but he's not saying the truth.
Okay, let me specifically come to you because
he knows what is going on,
has also raised what they say,
and he's not speaking up.
That was misspent within
Nigerians,
the presidential unit on the northeast.
You need to be careful.
Unit, and they say you basically appropriated money without going through due protocol. How do you respond to that allegation?
I think the allegation was that the money...
This is corruption case.
Which was approved for the
on
emergency intervention
the vice president himself.
Was without appropriation.
Yes.
But that's not correct at all. And we pointed out very clearly to them that while I was acting president, the sums of money in question were duly appropriated. As a matter of fact, if they had looked, and we've
he is defending his own part of it, that what they say concerning him was not truth, was not the truth.
Very clearly this. The CBN, that's the Central Bank of Nigeria, controls the strategic reserves, agricultural strategic reserves. They are the ones who raised a memo to me saying specifically what was required for the Northeast intervention.
We could remember that such a thing happens to the Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, and when she could not...
I then approved the sum, properly appropriated.
Are you at all concerned about
go with them? She needs to resign.
The spending with that particular
but
fund,
that is not the case of vice president.
I'm not at all concerned about it. I believe
I like this debate, and the anchor. The anchor is trying to bring out the facts, but
that was a very comprehensive.
It's not left for Nigerians to do the right thing.
What happened was that after the World Food Program had said that they were no longer able to feed the numbers that they were feeding before, there was a need for us to intervene because hundreds of people were coming out.
So it was an emergency situation.
Oh yes, it was an emergency situation. And then what then happened was, we then took a very detailed process. I said it started from Central Bank and the strategic reserves. We have 4 companies that hold our strategic reserves, and they are major grain companies: Ola, Walcott, Dangote, and if there's one more that I can't remember them. They hold the strategic reserves for the Central Bank. So everything was done properly. The Nigerian armed forces, the army, the air force, the navy, all of them, the police, all of them were involved in the distribution process, including the air force. Each service chief sent a senior representative to be involved in the process of distribution. We then went a further step. We created an office in Maiduguri where we have a tracking device. We could actually see the trucks as they went from point to point from our offices in Maiduguri. We then included members of the National Assembly from the Northeast Zone to ensure that they were carried along and they understood what
exactly. So why do you think the National Assembly would make such a serious allegation?
Well, the National Assembly, as you know, I think that what they were saying was, and the reason why they were saying whatever they said, it will be left to them. But I think that as far as we are concerned, we went through the appropriate process and we did the distribution appropriately. I don't know exactly. If you look at the entire report, the only line of that report where there was any kind of allegation, at least against me, was to say the money was not duly appropriated by the National Assembly. But we proved that that money was duly appropriated by the
So in his defense, he was saying that the money that the National Assembly was allocating him
Now,
of
the National Assembly
was actually appropriated rightly.
Section 80, subsection 4,
And they
which
quoted
basically says
the section
that you
8 of
can't
the
appropriate
Constitution,
any money,
subsection
whether it's
4.
from the consolidated account or anything considered public funds, without going to the National Assembly. And in their view, that process didn't take place.
He said,
the point I'm making is that their view was absolutely wrong because it wasn't based on facts. We provided for them evidence that they obviously did not have at the time when they were making their conclusion. And that evidence was the fact that the Central Bank of Nigeria was the one that originated the memorandum from an appropriated fund. That fund is called the rice levy. The rice levy is a line item in our budget, so it's already appropriated by the National Assembly.
Okay.
So I think that
now, I'm sure it's Almajiri in the northern.
this young man was asking the president what
this, I believe, a major challenge for us.
the major challenge
now, I'm sure
we are talking about concerning Almajiri.
Continue to do.
The
so
president
what's your opinion on that? And I
cannot fathom what Almajiri is.
If you can do something about
We should know that
now,
Nigerians
because we've seen it that you're one
are
of those
living
that,
under the
can make
gunpowder.
difficult decisions and that can be accepted.
The
in
president
Nigeria.
himself
The fuel subsidy,
passed
for
through
example.
Almajiri University school. He went through Almajiri
If
school.
the president can do something about it, I'm sure it can
But
have that acceptance.
he was saying, they asked him
Yes, sir. Please,
about Almajiri. You will hear his response concerning that
Good evening,
very
Mr.
soon.
President, sir. Please, my question is this. How soon will be
The second-
introduce yourself.
The second person, he asked him
a teacher?
about
how soon National Livestock Development Plan will be implemented so as to address the challenges facing this sector? Thank you, Mr. President.
Livestock.
National Livestock.
they asked the question of
I'll
livestock.
talk about that. The chairman of the
Livestock.
National Livestock.
Thank you, sir.
The president,
Yes.
the president does not understand what a livestock is. So the vice president was saying that he's going to answer that question.
I just want to ask how far about the disability bill?
The third person asked disability
With the
bill.
disability bill. The disability.
Disability.
Yes, we'll take one more question.
He said disability bill. The president does not understand what disability bill is.
The candidates, a presidential town
You are
hall
welcome
series
back.
brought to you by Daria Media and the Nigerian Television Authority with the
So
support
let's listen
of
to
the MacArthur Foundation.
The
We are in
responses from
conversation with
the president and the vice president concerning three major
the
questions
president
that
and of course the vice
the
president,
people asked
General
them.
Muhammadu Buhari,
One
Professor Yemi
about
Osibanjo.
Almajiri,
A quick reminder,
the
for
second
those
one
watching
about
at home, you can still take part by
livestock,
sending your questions
and the last
using
one
the social media handles
about disability
scrolling
bill.
across the screen.
So
We
let's
will
listen
do our best
to
ask
their
as many questions
responses
as possible.
towards
Mr.
those
President,
questions.
Mr. Vice President, before the break, we took a few questions from members of the audience. There was a question about what your plans are for the Almajiris in the north. There was a question about the livestock plan. And finally, there was a question about the disability bill, because there are about 25 million people thought to live with some form of disability in Nigeria. And people are interested in knowing what this government is going to do about improving their situation. Yes, sir. So maybe we start with the Almajiri with Mr. President.
Yes,
Mind you, the president went to Almajiri school.
I think
So they asked him earlier,
we have to look at
what is his plan
3 tiers of government responsibilities.
to Almajiri
The federal,
people.
the state, and the local governments. And the allocation of resources, revenue allocation formula and so on, relative to the resources available to the country, what is spent to the 3-tier government system So the question of Almajiri's case, this lack of virtually primary, the basic education, are all local government programs. Even if the center has extra money, they wouldn't take it and build classrooms, equip them, employ qualified teachers from the federal revenue, while it is the duty of the local government. If the local governments are not being
you employ teachers
by the
from federal government revenue to teach the Almajiri. Mind you, Nigerian has 3 tiers of government: the federal government, the state, and the local government. He's talking about if the federal cannot do it, the state should do it, then the local government.
Regarding that, part of the frustrations that some people have with the way Nigeria is structured is that we seem to have sometimes confusion. So technically, we'd sort of say something like primary education resides with local government, but then you have agencies like the Universal Basic Education Agency, which is a federal agency and which has some role to play in primary education. And part of this confusion is why people say, for example, we need to restructure and move some things from exclusive lists, from concurrent lists to
was bringing about restructuring again. That many things are being centered at the federal government.
Well, my thought is that firstly, there must be a lot of education. And this I recommend should be led by the press to expose what the relationship, how effective the governments are dispensing to local governments. Monies, from
we all know that the local governments are puppets.
It's not done.
They are just like dog to the state governors.
It's very difficult for the federal government under
So
this dispensation.
the local governments are not doing anything. So they don't have anything. They don't have says over what the president is talking about. It means that the president does not know what is going on at the local government. The local governments, they are just there like a figurehead, doing nothing. Even the state governments are stealing their money, taking everything that is responsible to them, to their own ministry.
The rest will be taken by the governor.
So the local government doesn't have say in what is going on. I don't know why some Nigerians are clapping for this type of answer that the president is giving.
Local government chairman.
The local government cannot shout. They cannot do anything. They can't do anything. Even they shout, nothing is going on. We know what has been going on since 1999 to date. Until we restructure that country, Nigeria will continue in a mess.
I think what has happened so far, anyway, with the UBEC, I think there are agencies of government, federal agencies, that in some senses support they support local government and states. But the bulk, clearly, primary education, as Mr. President has said, lies squarely in the hands of local governments and all of that. But I think with UBEC, what happened with UBEC is that UBEC has an arrangement where they say if the state, if there's 20 million for a state, they'll say, well, the state should bring its own counterpart fund of a certain amount of money, 20%.
To address the challenges facing the sector.
And let's hear the president concerning livestock question. Livestock. See the Minister of Transportation, Amechi.
These are all directed at Mr. President. So corruption.
To you, Mr. President, corruption.
He can talk for himself.
The uncle says here, sit down Ali,
another opportunity.
Minister of
Why?
Defense, the President. Wow, what is going on, Mr. President? Wow.